game. They're like, you're in the game.
Do we sound good? Or is it on?
How do we sound?
You sound really good. You're also great.
You're great.
I just started it.
At what point?
Like just now. Like,
Can I call your girlfriend a bitch on them?
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
Your hair is great right now.
Thanks, you too.
You know who else is great?
JR is great.
JR is great.
JR, you're
I'm
great.
okay.
You see, you're fucking great right now.
I was just.
You're great.
You're great.
Let's
You're
just
great.
touch him until you agree with us.
We've never touched guests before.
Yeah, I know we haven't.
I know we
on our
haven't.
podcast. Yeah, the first minute, and you just burple right on the podcast.
Purple?
I didn't do it into the mic.
I like that you burpled into the mic.
I don't know. I turned to the side because now you can't hear me.
Yeah, you gotta be right up into it.
Right there.
Yeah, that's really loud. I like it. I can
you
hear
like
your
that?
beautiful voice.
Ooh, my Colette, I want to do things with your Skittle meat.
Skittle meat?
What's
You ever heard Skittle
That's like
meat?
the inside
No.
of the Skittle, right?
Or just dicks, like in general. Just
Why is
just
that? Is that
penises.
the
Or just your
same
wang.
color or something? Or why does that?
Yeah, if you have
Just your
Skittle
dingus.
meat, I'd probably go get it checked out. That's just.
I have a question
Number
about
one.
you guys. For you guys.
Yeah?
What is your stance on them changing Skittles to make it so there's no more lime flavor and it's green apple? Tell me what you think.
I
right
didn't
now.
know that was a thing.
Tell me your thoughts. This is
Pretty sure that I don't care. I didn't know. So.
I like
Can
green
I
apple.
mirror
not
Monica's
a
stance
huge.
on that?
Yeah, I'm not a
Maybe.
huge Skittle.
Hey, remind me never to start a conversation with you two again.
Yeah, I'm not.
It wasn't about chicken wings. It wasn't about football.
It's
okay.
I apologize.
Hey, but you know what, guys? Welcome to
only
the Hug
two things
Life
I care
podcast.
about.
I'm Monica Nevi.
And I'm Mike Coletta.
And this is our podcast. And you're JR Berard.
I'm someone else.
You're JR Berard. I like that you're someone
Anyone
else.
else.
I like that you're your own person, JR.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
I feel like I'm not close enough to the mic.
You're close.
I'm so technophobic.
You want to talk into it? Just real quick. Just tell us something real quick about yourself.
Oh,
really personal.
You should
Really
have said you
personal?
were.
Yeah, say
Skittle
something really
meat.
personal. Get on the spot. Speak.
I
please.
should have saved the Skittle meat for this
Speak,
one.
please. Speak,
Your
please.
diddle hole? I don't know.
Hey, you know what?
Diddle hole sounds way creepier. Like
diddle hole,
there's
though?
a 100-year-old man involved.
That
I don't
diddle
like
hole
it.
was right into the mic. It was really strong, and I
Yeah.
really liked it.
You really
And I didn't have
Hey,
any
JR,
pop,
Levels are good.
JR, I
Levels are
love your
good.
diddle hole. It was
Thank
great.
you for just having my
So
diddle
let's
hole on
plug
your
our shows
podcast.
before we get on to other things that we always forget to mention.
Is this why everybody have their calendars out?
Yeah, I'm going to
will.
be at UPS for a clean
plugging
comedy
that?
show. Yes.
I think we're all three at
Who
that.
knows?
Yeah.
There might be a member of UPS listening to this right now.
Yes,
we have no
please
idea.
come to the
Yeah.
Schneebeck concert hall.
Schneebeck, which I apparently
what
could
it's
not
called?
remember the name of it
Yes.
last night.
He couldn't. I would say it
I was
once
like,
and then
is it
he
a
would forget.
Schneideker? Which is definitely a golfer. It's definitely a golfer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing that. And
I'll
then
never say
on
that right.
Sunday night, I am at Jose's Ha Ha Show at Tacoma Comedy Club, closing that out. If you guys want to come support me, I'd hug you.
I'd
Might even
hug
ssome
you.
shirts. I think I'm going to sell shirts that night.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna
You
sell
definitely
shirts.
should.
People should
Come
buy
and
some
buy
shirts.
shirts.
Yeah.
Buy your great shirt.
Absolutely.
Um,
Okay.
Where are you, Monica?
I am. Well, I'm at the UPS show, so if you're there, you should come.
Dirt.
And then Friday and Saturday, I will be hosting at Tacoma Comedy Club for John Roy, and
He's great.
also Derek Sheen is featuring. So it's going to be a
He's
really
great,
good show
too.
altogether. So
Be a
please
really good
come.
show.
It's like a pile of greatness, that show.
2 shows each night.
Junior, what are you doing?
Tomorrow, I'm at the Point Casino in Kingston.
That's Wednesday, so that would be this evening.
Yeah, it'll be this evening, yeah.
Oh.
This podcast will drop tonight, though.
So
Technically Wednesday, though. But.
okay, so
It's
fucking
unnecessary,
tonight,
so
I'm at the
Whatever.
Point Casino in Kingston.
And you guys are going to be there. I've done that show, I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
There's a buffet.
What? I
there a
haven't done that
buffet?
show, actually.
Yes.
Never mind. There wasn't
We
a buffet
were
when I did
there.
the show. I did another casino.
Didn't we go together?
No, we didn't go together.
We don't do everything together.
We
you
don't
guys.
do everything
I
together.
forget
I
that.
feel so bad that you guys don't get to do everything together.
Monica just feels
Do
like
you?
I'm there because there's this loud
I was with
presence
someone
ringing
and
in
I
your
was
ear.
like, "Oh, we get tickets to a buffet," and they were like, "We have to go," and I was like, "Yes, you're." Oh, it was Luke. Never mind. It was
Luke
Luke.
Pook Duke?
And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be over there for a long time."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then we
I'm
did
gonna
that.
park next to the
It
buffet.
was
And
like crab and like
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I get distracted by buffets.
Dude, who doesn't get distracted by buffets?
I've got the best buffet stories.
Let's talk buffets right now. Tell me all about
Joker's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
that's
was
the
gonna
last
say,
one.
He didn't plug the rest of his shows.
Labor Day weekend.
Let's just skip that part and talk about buffets.
No, none of you are gonna be
next.
Joker's Labor Day weekend. You're not gonna be here for a bumper shoot.
No, sorry guys, I'm not going to be at any of your shows for bumper shots.
Totally
Too busy working.
Oh,
Might be.
That's true.
Might be. If I would have known it was
Fine.
Labor Day
I'm
weekend, I
just kidding.
probably would have not. I would have taken the next weekend that they offered me.
I've heard that they actually stay really busy on like holiday
God,
weekends
that's amazing
because there's
to hear.
nothing else to do. Derek's
Yeah.
booked for Christmas and he gets a bonus because there's like more people, like it like packs out because there's nothing else to do. So
that actually, I've heard that, and that makes me that just to have that reiterated makes me feel a lot better.
So I'm sure it'll be
light
good shows
all weekend. Yeah. Trying to get a good 25-30 minute tape out of it.
Never done a comedy show on Christmas.
I didn't even know they did that, and he told me that, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
I would totally do that.
It's not even that far away. I would do that on. I wouldn't be in like Klamath Falls on Christmas, right?
Dude, no,
I tried not to be in Klamath Falls ever.
Ooh, yeah,
dude,
don't ever go to Klamath Falls.
That place really wrecked me. It really did a number on me.
But you didn't get to go to Wingers after.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because you.
What is Wingers?
Wingers is a delicious wing restaurant in Eastern Washington and the Oregon that it's pretty good.
But they got rid of the Tacoma one.
They got rid of the Tacoma one.
And apparently it's not in Moscow.
There's one in Eastern Washington.
It's not in Washington anymore. It used to be in Washington.
Yeah.
Now it's not anymore.
Okay, well, we're going to have to check it out.
We'll check it out.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. I got you covered.
They're south of here.
Okay.
I want to just look at that face. I'm like, how long is he going to hold that face for?
I'll hold it all fucking night.
Wait, buffet story? Did you shit your pants?
Yeah, buffet. That just sounds like the perfect intro
to a buffet.
story.
Let
me get away from the microphone as I say that too.
You should get right up in it. All up in it.
We were
in that microphone, girl.
So in high school, so I was football player, right? We would go to the
football player.
Yeah, we would go to Old Country Buffet. This is disgusting, but we would eat as much food as we could. And we'd pile into the bathroom, we'd throw up.
What the fuck?
And then and then we would go back and eat way more. Because here's the thought process behind that.
Old Country Buffet is where you went?
Yeah, I mean, any buffet.
That's where we would go. Old Country Buffet was a nice spot. I never did the throw up thing. I always remained...
Before football games, though? Is this before or after?
I think this was usually before. This
oh
is
my
God. On weekends.
Yeah, so, I mean,
for me, it was a leisure activity.
Yeah.
Like, this had nothing to do with athletics.
Yeah, let's not make it about sports.
and that's the whole, we were just disgusting high schoolers.
So why, though?
So you spend like 15, whatever the cover price is for Old Country Buffet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $15.
It's a cover charge at a restaurant.
I just
it's never going to go well.
I don't know what.
It's not going to work, right?
There's a bouncer here. Why?
Paid the giant black man at the door. Just that
so unnecessary.
He's 75, so he's not like young and spry anymore.
Necessary.
He's not going to beat you up.
But here's the thought process was we paid $15 for food. We're going to get all of that $15 worth of food, even if we have to, process it. It's
a puke and rally type of thing is what I feel like is happening. But
so, because think about how cheap that food is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
you got to eat even more
so
to
you
get the 15
your money's worth
to get your cover charge.
The goal was always to eat or destroy double the dollar amount value of food. So
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's a good plan.
And then there was a wrestling tournament in Reno one time when I was a junior. You're not supposed to drink in high school, by the way.
You're not supposed to?
Yeah, we stole a lot of booze and we stole cakes and chickens and stuff from buffets and just brought them back to the hotel.
Live chickens. Yeah, when you said chickens,
we plucked them in the bathtub ourselves.
Just imagine you hanging out with a chicken and eating cake and drinking.
Yeah, when you said chickens,
do you guys not have chickens?
When you said chickens,
Cameron's got ducks. It's like the next thing you do, right?
When you said,
you guys ever had farm fresh eggs? People have chickens, and it's a real thing.
I know,
dude.
I didn't know Reno was the place that you got them, but
all chickens come from Reno. That's just where they're all exported from Reno.
You got so excited about farm fresh eggs just now.
I haven't had farm fresh eggs in a long time, and they're really good, and they're way better than normal eggs. That's farm fresh eggs.
Farm fresh eggs time. Farm fresh egg time. JR and I do jingles in our spare time.
Them?
Do we steal them?
Could you steal farm fresh eggs, like just eggs from a farm?
So a lot of people on the east side have their own chicken coops.
Right.
So they you could literally just crawl into somebody's backyard when they're not expecting it and
steal
whatever the little latch deal is. You lift that and you get in and you harass some chickens.
The latch deal? The latch deal, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, did you go to buffets in high school?
I didn't in high school.
You
no.
didn't? I've
only been to a few Vegas and stuff that I was very happy with, but the cheap Old Country Buffet I've been once wasn't a huge.
Those will ruin it for you.
I've never been to a Vegas buffet before.
Really?
Dude, holy shit!
I want to do it so
I almost
bad.
stayed. I think I went to the Bellagio one, but I
Also
almost
heard
stayed
amazing.
from lunch to dinner. Like, just
What?
waited.
Why wouldn't
we
you?
were there for like 3 hours anyway.
Because you pay
might as
like
well-
$50 to get
yeah,
in.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So you
I think
might
it was
as
only
well.
25 for the lunch, and that's why I wanted to like stay for the
Yeah.
dinner because it was more expensive. But they have like everything, like sushi and like actual like good food.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like real food, like not OCB food.
Dude,
We're gonna make a stop on the tour.
Don't, insult
Don't be
OCB.
knocking OCB. See, the trick was if you drank chocolate milk, it would taste better coming up. That was the thing. That was
Oh my god.
100%.
Dude, I would
What
make
the
things.
hell?
I would make things at Old Country Buffet. I'd try to like make. I'd take the regular seasoned taco shells for tacos and put ice cream in them and make seasoned choco tacos.
You ever had a homemade choco taco?
Homemade
Monica?
choco taco.
Not in a seasoned shell.
I mean, corn chips.
It's salty
ice
and
cream's
sweet,
kinda
Monica.
weird.
That's a thing. now
It
that
worked,
people-
though.
Okay, I don't appreciate how you're attacking me about Old Country Buffet right now.
We're gonna start a new podcast called Fat Guys. Fat guys talking about buffets the whole time.
and some foodies.
Monica just zipped
And
up her
she's zipping
hoodie.
up.
I'd also like to
I like
apologize.
how you're getting like ready for war right now. You're like, I'm gonna fucking go to
This is
battle with
it.
these.
She's
two.
wearing her blue Klansman hood right now that
Yeah.
points up a little high.
I wouldn't
Okay,
say
all hoods
Klansman.
do this.
I'd say it was a
first of all.
Sith Lord hood.
Thank
Little
you
Sith
for
Lord.
Yeah.
let's just tone the racism down
She doesn't
just
know
a
what
little
that
bit.
means.
That'd be
She
great.
doesn't know anything.
It's
about
a-
Star
But
Wars.
Star
she's
Wars,
on
yes?
my side. Yeah. See, look
Yeah,
at her.
suck it.
I want to let the listener know. I apologize
For that racist Sith comment?
No, not that. For the washer in the background because it's definitely picking
Hold
up
on.
through the
Oh, is
microphones.
it?
Is
But
it?
there's nothing we can do, and I also feel like people need to get laundry done, and I don't want to interrupt their day. So just deal with it. It'll turn off
dude.
soon.
I gotta do
Yeah.
community laundry. It's awful.
Community
Oh
laundry.
shit.
Yeah. Ooh, Monica,
You
I
gotta do
forgot that she
laundry?
has laundry.
You know, I forgot that I stole that props thing from my landlord last night and did not put it back. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Oh,
A props thing? What did you steal?
Sex toys. No,
tell us
it was
what you
like a
stole.
clamp thing.
that was a really good pantomime of a clamp, Monica.
Yeah. You're gonna really make good big waves in improv theater. I can feel it about you.
God, if I have to do that any more than after Thursday, I'm
Monica's
quitting everything.
all yes and never no but.
Ooh.
Never
I'm
no but.
gonna give a lot of
Never
butts
know
on
butt.
Thursday. I feel
Old
like
Never no but.
I think that's the opposite of what me.
I heard old Nevy No Butt's going to be here tonight.
but.
Come in here to ruin our improv time. Old Nevy No
I
Butt.
like how we turned into two like
Old prospect.
Yeah, why are
like
you?
two old miners just crawling
Hopefully
out
we
of
can
a-
get out of this mine before she shows up.
We're just sifting through those little pans in the river, like, oh, Monica never know, but there's just a big wad of tobacco. Just
Yeah.
The worst part about that is the microphone caught it, but it was kind of distant.
That just disgusting sound you just made.
Spit noise.
yeah,
makes me so
might
happy.
be,
JR,
huh?
we're rate and review and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Please do it, guys. We ask every week, but it really does help out. Also, we're on Stitcher and we're on Racketeer Radio every Thursday at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry.
Those are things.
I realize I'm
Yeah.
looking at the clock. I'm like, we haven't even finished our plugs yet. Also, don't forget the show at the Renton Civic Theater
Yes.
on September 10th.
Right.
At 8 o'clock p.m. And that
we're
you can
leaving
get your
forever.
we are leaving forever. You can get your tickets online. They're $15 right now online or $20 at the door. Highly recommend you buy those tickets as soon as possible because then you have them and it's easy.
They're going.
their last
People are
show
buying them, I'll
forever.
tell ya.
People are buying them. Also,
Yeah.
we're at Bumbershoot. That's going to be on Sunday, September 6th. That's what the date of the Renton show.
Yeah.
It's our secret show.
It's our secret show, and it's at 2 o'clock.
But we're still having a September secret show at the Atlas Theater on the 4th. And there's just a really good chance some cool people are going to be there because there's a
Very
lot
good
of stuff
chance.
going on that weekend.
Cool.
So
This
show
will
up.
be a really cool show.
Feeling some super secret people are gonna be there. Super secret. How many super secret people? I was trying to drown out the washing machine.
The washing machine, I don't hear it anymore. Did it just beep?
Yeah.
Beep.
Oh, that beep did not come through because we were all very loud.
Oh,
Good
good.
job,
Good,
team.
good, good. You're
At least
welcome.
I didn't hear it on the headphones. Anyway,
I was taking an active approach.
Good
being
job, JR.
proactive versus reactive.
thank you for being all audio guardian. My audio guardian.
As I started out all technophobe, like, hey, Jerry, you gotta be not 5 feet away from the microphone. Oh, like this.
I'm gonna.
I did that just for Monica, so she would
I
laugh.
like
By the way,
it.
I'm writing old Nevy No Butt down. I know you don't like that, but I like that, so that's too bad. That's
Do you not like our famously awesome nickname for you?
That's the name of your new improv character. Is old No Nevy No Butt. Old no Nevy No Butt. Nevy No.
Never.
Nevy No Butt.
I was just waiting for you to get it out.
Oh,
there
thanks.
you go.
Thanks,
If I could beatbox,
I'll
I'd
take
drop
it.
a fat beat. Right?
Never know
No
but.
but.
Never know
No
but. If they haven't stopped listening by now, I don't know
Yeah.
what
I
else we
stopped
can do.
listening a while ago.
Oh, and she's got to sit here with it. That's too bad.
JR, we usually do the origin story of our guest, and we go back. You're the
We
first
go back.
comedian I've known.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
Way before.
You're welcome,
Way-
Seattle, for
way-
Mike Coletta.
You're very much.
Tyler Smith.
You're very much BM. That's before Monica Nevy.
Sorry, Monica.
Oh, bowel
there
movement? That's rude.
There were bowel
JR,
movements.
the big old BM. That's good.
BM.
There were bowel movements before you, Monica.
I knew Monica. I knew JR. I'm
not Monica.
I knew JR 3 years BM. The year 3 BM.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
You hear that?
I like
You're a
time
date
being-
now.
Ha! Yes.
Winning.
AM.
All right, I'm listening again.
Because we mentioned BM.
Yeah, we were at college.
WSU.
at W. Yeah.
Pullman, Washington.
In the Eastern Washington parts.
And then I was his director in acting class.
Yeah. Oh,
I
it's
directed
terrible.
him.
I couldn't
was
have been
terrible
easy
though,
to work
too.
with. No, come on. You at least had like that, like you were improv, you know?
Improv.
I was
He had
like,
that theater thing about you.
Oh, that theater thing. Are you a theater?
Did someone throw you out of a window?
you didn't know? Yeah.
Do it again. It sounds like you're falling to the ground.
So delayed. Why am I laughing so late today? This is such a giggly episode. I'm
Okay.
really excited about it.
Are they normally not this
Tell us
giggly?
about your
No,
plays.
they're very
Were they the worst ever? That's all I imagine. How were your plays?
Remember Few and Far Between, that one where you get shot like 2 seconds into it?
Yeah,
by
there was
Court?
a play we did where I walked in as a hitman and I got shot in the first 2 minutes and I just laid on the floor for 25
And I
minutes.
remember I was one of the cops that comes and like investigates this shooting because all the like the neighbors or somebody called it in, I guess. And I remember at one point, I think we performed it like 4 or 5 times maybe. And at one point, so Mike is stashed behind this couch. So like stage left, like behind this couch. So like not a lot of people. You can see his feet. That's about it. And I remember walking back there and I see Mike and he's snoring because he totally fell asleep.
I did.
Like during a live play.
That happened a couple of times.
Why didn't you continue to pursue your career in theater?
Dude, the worst part about it is we had this teacher named Ben, and he's like, dude, Mike. I'm like, what? He's like, you're totally breathing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
You're like, yeah, I'm asleep.
Sorry, I can't hold my breath for 45
a live
minutes.
person. He's like, wait,
Yeah.
there's a way
Is
you
that
can.
dead person snoring?
He's like, there's a way you can control your breathing if you like breathe in really deeply and then breathe out like multiple
For
times
20
slowly. And I'm
minutes?
like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I don't care because
I'm not gonna do my prenatal birthing exercise on stage.
there's so many things about
Pretty
college.
good.
Dude, you are pretty good at it.
I know.
You've been teaching
I've been
a
just
Lamaze
teaching
class.
Lamaze class on the side. How do you think I got into comedy, guys? Zing!
Your next
Lamaze
comedian
class.
is a Lamaze pro. Please welcome Junior Bread to the stage.
Junior Bread. That's what the studio was called.
Do a lot of people call you Junior? They do, right?
No.
No?
No.
No?
They're like, just you, stop it.
Like literally just, it's like you and Smitty, I think, are the only people that, well, and Luke.
Luke Pook Duke?
Puke Severide. Puke Severide calls me Junior Bread sometimes.
I love nicknames that we make up for each other. That had no.
Well, it was like Lisa Whalen or Cameron Minch like put his name in the drawing
Wallen?
hat. What is it?
It's Lisa Wallen.
Okay, well, she doesn't give a shit. If you're listening, Lisa, out in listener land, you don't care.
Shut up, Lisa.
Hey, just letting you know that you don't care. All right, good.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't matter. All right, here, please.
Ooh, I was going to say she didn't matter. Twinsies. Oh, and Monica thinks it's gay.
Twin
Twinsies again.
assholes. I didn't say that. Don't project your own insecurities on me.
I wasn't. You were laughing your insecurities away from the microphone.
Hey,
I'm not insecure about you being gay.
wait. Old Nevy No Butts being cynical. Get out of here.
That's a weird thing.
That's a weird change of pace. Coming out of left field.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Old Nevy
We were
No Butt
talking
coming alive in the
about
ninth.
nicknames, but we were talking about theater, and the funny thing about college theater
Yeah.
is you do it to a certain point where you're like really into it, and then you realize how little it matters, and that's what happened to me. is I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't fucking.
Or most
care
people
anymore.
like bought in. They're like, this is.
There-
people
there's
buy
some people
in-
who are like, I'm gonna
people
do
buy
this.
in hard. Like that's what's funny about that. That was what was funny to people about that show Glee is there are people that are really like that.
Yeah.
like that's the funny thing about
I
it.
can't
What's
imagine
wrong
people like
with
that at
those
the high
people?
school level, which
They're
is
the
crazy.
worst.
But
I smell your burp right now.
Ooh,
You did
is
not
it-
cover remember it at all.
I did it away, and then I did it in. And
I'm just huffing JR burps right now.
it's Diet Mountain
Just
Dew.
shotgunning JR.
Hug Life Podcast brought to you by Diet Mountain Dew.
Dick me down. So they call them DMDs.
DMD.
We always dick down our guests.
Is that why I had to do this? She's like, and you're like, oh, well, maybe a Diet Mountain Dew does sound delicious. Well, no, so we can say dick me down or whatever the thing is. Like,
They
That is
sponsor
the
us,
only-
and they love that. They love that name.
Yeah.
do they though?
They really do.
Oh.
But yeah, we did that. You didn't. You
So you met doing theater.
Yeah.
you meant doing theater, but you were always. You did. Did you get a theater minor?
No, see, people ask me that. I was a film studies minor. Just spreading
And
the
then
wings.
a comm major.
Yeah. Broadcasting. Broadcast news. So this should have been like, I ended up for just words out of my mouth.
I'm confused why that didn't go better.
It's so much funnier when she breaks too.
I feel like this is you and I talking, and then Monica's the two Muppets in the fucking the box
she's
just shitting on
God,
us.
that would
she's
be
all three
the
of the
best
robots
fucking
in like
joke.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 or
Shitting
whatever.
on
I
us.
love that joke.
I love that show too. It's just so
Yeah.
good.
Sorry.
Okay, but then
Okay.
you also you did theatery stuff, but you also were you were a fraternity guy.
I was a frat dude.
That's what we wanted to kind of talk
That's
about
what-
today. That's a frat. We're gonna have a frat centric podcast if you're okay with that.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
I like talking about it, and I love hearing
Do you-
your stories about it.
Do you like talking about it?
I like talking about it.
Hang on.
Oh, geez,
As Monica checks her phone. Oh my god. You're such a sorority check. Oh my god. When's this going to be?
Were you an officer in your fraternity?
Yeah, they let me have responsibility at one point. Yeah, she laughs.
Please
no,
tell me you were a
there's
treasurer.
no. I was the vice president of education. So I was the guy in charge of like making sure the pledges got good grades. Yeah, bad idea. Like, this is the worst thing you could have elected me to. And then lo and behold, we didn't make grades that semester. Go fucking figure.
What a coincidence!
JR's got no study ethic.
It's so funny to me how I was in high school thinking that a frat is like the coolest thing in the world, but I just never did it. I don't really know why I never did it. I just never did it.
You weren't in a frat?
I was not in a frat.
Why did I think that you were?
What's funny is a lot of people think that JR, myself, and Tyler Smith were all in the same
Yeah.
frat when I was not in
That's
any
not-
sort of fraternity.
Was Tyler in your...
Tyler
Okay.
was in his.
I've
yeah.
known Tyler since I was 16 years old.
because you guys
Yeah.
met at Target.
Target. Target.
Yeah,
For
It's
the
like you were
layman.
both shopping, or did you work there? What are you getting?
We bumped carts and it was love at first sight.
red light special, right, bro?
We're both buying ironic graphic T-shirts, and
I gotta go change.
we
real
both
quick.
grabbed for the same Iron Man shirt, and we just brushed hands, and it was
It was magic.
Rest is
Yeah.
history. All right.
he's got this joke that like he roasted me last Saturday at Jai Tai.
Oh, yeah.
We ate a bag of dicks, both of us, just collectively. It was pretty awful.
Were the dicks good though?
I mean,
It is
I
close
mean-
to dicks.
yeah, there was dicks.
I hope you're gonna be like, we ate a bag of dicks.
They
It's not
were-
killed. We just
they-
went
they
to a
weren't
burger
like
place afterward and ate a
They
bag
weren't
of dicks.
Skittle meat dicks. Let's just put it. They were regular tasting bad dicks.
Just diddly hole dicks.
Yeah, they were diddle
Diddle
hole
hole
dicks. They were fresh out of a diddle hole. Is probably what they tasted like too. These were the shittiest sandwichiest.
Did you know?
dicks.
Did you know our moms listen to this podcast?
Yes.
Oh, really?
It's fine though.
I know. I appreciate that you got concerned.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh no, I was gonna
They
come
do,
in and
they
ask, like,
do,
hey, can I
but-
cuss on the? Because I just you.
Everyone says that. It
you
is
can-
called Hug Life, I guess. You know,
It is
so
called Hug
it's
Life.
kinda
I have not
confusing.
also been setting our podcast to explicit, which I forgot to do, which we probably should have been doing since the beginning, but we haven't been setting. it
Oh,
to
yeah.
explicit.
I'm afraid children are listening to this. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Go to
I
bed.
beg you as somebody who didn't give a shit about that.
But yeah, I just found it so interesting. I love the thing. I wanted you because I mentioned this on the last week's podcast or the week before with Tyler,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. You guys got an alligator.
we did. Oh,
Can
yeah.
you just tell
We
us
had an
this whole
alligator.
story?
So if
Because
you,
I was having Tyler try to
Google
piece-
fraternity alligator. Just
I'll
Is
Google
it like a thing?
Just Google for yeah. So his name was Grizz Green. I don't think Tyler was living in at the
God.
time. Yeah, they named him Grizz Green. So they were freshmen at the time. They wanted a better way to meet chicks.
I just want
Fraternity's
you-
pet alligator forced to find a new home. A Washington State University
no, that's it.
fraternity
That's
has
us.
found
That's
a new
us.
home.
It still is correcting to fraternity
Well, Mike found it.
allegations, which
Yeah.
is my favorite. No, I know
Washington
it's
State
going to come up,
University.
but I just...
Yeah, that was us. So these kids, they stayed up all night and they found this website, and it was a guy in Florida who it was nutritional supplements and exotic lizards is what like those were the combinations of things he would sell. And they had this alligator. I don't know what kind or what it was.
Wazoo frat must say goodbye to baby alligator.
Is that
sad.
it?
There's a Seattle Times article.
Yeah,
that's it.
Anyway,
So it's legit.
So how did you guys just bought it online?
So these 4 guys, I won't name names because I don't actually remember their names because we all had nicknames in the frat. They had this.
So Gooch, Maverick, Iceman,
So we did have a guy named
and
Gooch,
the
actually.
Shiz. All one day I bought an alligator.
They had this lizard overnighted from Florida, so they stayed up all night drinking, and then the FedEx guy pulls up at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and he doesn't bring in like it's not one of those like little terrarium cases. It looks like a fucking like brick of cocaine, like it's wrapped up in like the brown paper and like tape all over it. Yeah, so they're like a little dismayed when they get this pack. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" And they open it up, and this lizard falls to the ground, just splat, lifeless. It had been sandwiched in between 2 bricks of styrofoam.
What?
Because that's just how you're supposed to ship alligators.
Oh my god! So
and then it
dicey.
springs to life as if it didn't have oxygen for however many hours it is between Florida and Washington.
Because it didn't.
and it just starts crawling all over our foyer of the fraternity. So these kids, and they took really good care of it. Actually, there was
they got into it. They got really into googling it.
They're like walking their alligator.
Yeah, they got a little leash for it. He's got a little, it's like Spike or what, or Grizz Green, I guess.
Spike or
but he was
whatever.
probably about 1.5 feet long. And they got this like big rubber, like one of those clear Rubbermaid containers. It's probably the length of that wall, actually. And half of it was water, half of it was like sandy beach atmosphere, and they had like leather gloves they would handle him with, and like heat lamps all over the place. It's pretty well taken care of. And they would dare sorority girls to like stick their hands in it, and he'd just fucking chomp their fingers. It was so funny. Like these girls, they'd walk out and be like, "Hey, thanks for letting us in." And their hands would be all fucked up. This fucking alligator. So
Is that why you had to get rid of him? Because he kept biting girls' fingers off?
The Daily Evergreen, the college newspaper, they wanted to interview the guys because like nobody had an alligator. Oh, there's a reason why nobody has fucking alligators in Washington. They ran the story, and as soon as that newspaper came out, the police must have gotten a hold of it. And like at 9 o'clock, the police are at our front door. And then they came back at 10 because we weren't up. So they come back at 10. They're like, "Hey, so it's super illegal for you guys to have an alligator." And we're like, "Oh, what? What alligator?" And then they played dumb. And then the cops came in and like, "Hey, we'll search the whole place and whatever else is here." And they're like, "Oh, the alligator's back here."
He's right next to the weed. Just don't look at that part.
Exactly.
There's so many little like WSU frat must say goodbye to baby alligator.
Yeah.
It was pretty, and the cops were pretty fucking crass. They were like, "Well, you can't just flush it down the toilet. We need to see a receipt of like transfer of ownership." And they tried to. There was a zoo somewhere in Idaho they were trying to work with. There was a pet store in Moscow or Troy somewhere. And then they ended up giving it to the veterinary hospital. And now he's like 8 or 9 feet long.
Holy shit.
Are you serious? You can go visit him?
So he's still there. It's the hospital of veterinary whatever.
And they just take care of him now?
Yeah. He's still a coot.
That's
Still a coot.
Alligator's a coot.
That makes me happy that he's still fine.
I wish we would have initiated him before we. I know it's such a
positive note.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still a thing. He's still eating pledges wherever he is.
I was gonna say, I can't imagine what would have happened if the newspaper article never came out.
Oh no,
and
we
they
just had like a
still have an
giant
They just
fucking
still had a
alligator?
giant
They would.
fucking alligator.
I'm sure they would have fixed up a room for him, so we had a library that like nobody really lived. We just put shit back there, and I'm sure they would have fixed that up with like. It would have been like. Do you guys ever see Clarissa Explains It All?
Hell yeah.
And she's got the pet alligator and like the little like mini pool thing. Like that's probably what would have happened eventually.
Dude, I'm looking this up because you know how there was always the stories in your neighborhood, like someone has an alligator in their basement. I'm trying to look up, but there's actually a basement company called Alligator Basement, so this isn't going very well. I'm trying to find some crazy.
Ain't nobody got alligators but us, mate.
Ain't nobody. So Tyler was 2 years older than you,
Yeah.
and you guys brought it down still in college because I remember I knew you after Tyler had left. I think.
Yeah. So I think he was there until I think he graduated when I was when I was a junior. So when I was a junior, he was gone.
That's a shame.
Um,
and he was always like,
yeah. That never changed, actually. That laugh was pretty consistent all through college, too. I remember there was one time I was a freshman. It was the first time I'd ever done mushrooms, but I was already pretty fucking drunk and had taken a bunch of muscle relaxers. He's like, hey, do you want to go to the roof of this other fraternity and then do mushrooms? And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good idea. He goes, yeah, but they're mushrooms.
Of course he did.
okay, man. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I was not supposed to be drinking that week. It was initiation week.
It was initiation week. So were you a freshman then? You were initiating yourself? Yeah. What do you have to do to become a part of a
tell
fraternity?
us more about
So here's the Delta, and it's Delta Upsilon, because you can see it in the story too.
Yep, I saw
because we don't we're a non-secretive fraternity. So we don't do there's the elephant walk that a lot of fraternities have.
What's an elephant walk?
So I'm going to tell it after I tell you my I week.
Okay,
I want it to be
cool.
separate from what people think of Delta Upsilon to maintain the sanctity of my fraternity. So it was a week-long. It was basically a week-long brotherhood, basically. So a lot of drinking with your brothers. There was Capture the House. It's like Capture the Flag, but we have the pledges come and try to get a flag that we hide inside the house. But we drop those pledges off anywhere we want. So I remember remember the country store where everybody would buy their furniture, by the vet?
Yeah.
I took a car full of pledges back there, and I just drove until there weren't lights anymore. And we just let them out. And then if you get tagged, you're out, and we know that you're I've got so many stories about how just people fucking doing stupid shit to get pledges. Like there's a guy walking up on the mall reading a newspaper at 11 o'clock at night. Just walking, newspaper in hand. It was like, oh, that's just a regular human. That's not any way associated with us. There was questions. So all the members would submit, here's 2 facts about me, and then the pledges have to figure out which facts belong to who. There was candlelight, and basically you just answer questions in front of our whole membership, and we all have candles, and we blow them out randomly. Nobody knows what's really going on.
Sounds romantic.
It's pretty romantic.
You guys kiss after?
And then we all make out.
It's like
big slumber party.
Friendship hazing.
Yeah. And then there's, I think Big Little is a part of it too, where you find out who your big B is, your big brother. Basically, there's families in the fraternity. I'm from the biggest family, the Crown family. And you have your assigned pledge, and you make them your family drink, and they got to slam it.
What's your family drink? Tell me what that is.
It's a Boilermaker.
What's that?
It's basically you fill a pitcher up with beer, and they drop a shot of whiskey in it. But for my little B, Marshall, who will probably listen to this.
Hey, Marshall.
Hi, Marshall.
Hi, Marshall. It was 4 or 5 shots of whiskey added to it, and then he's got the little drop shot.
He's like, I fucking hate this guy.
There's another family. It was the Machine Gun family. It was a hot 40 that you had to drink.
A hot 40?
A hot 40?
Yeah, so we ran it through our dish sanitizer 80 times. It was burning hot to the touch. So I watched this guy who was 6'7" just drink this and then just shoot foam all over in the wall. It was pretty hilarious. Yeah. And then
sounds horrific.
Yeah, and then you get initiated, and it's that easy. So that's what
it's
our
that easy. All you have to do is burn your fucking face.
So now, what's an elephant walk?
Okay, so the elephant walk. This is not something
you guys did.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different variations of it because we know a lot of people that had to fucking do it.
But more than one fraternity does this?
Yeah, a lot of secretive fraternities do this.
It's going to sound terrible, isn't it? It's going to be terrible. Go.
Does it have to do with your dick?
It's definitely not good. Yeah.
Does it have to do with your dick?
Picture. This is a terrible picture to have. So big open space.
Like a ballroom?
Or an attic somewhere, and you have all the pledges are naked.
Oh no!
Right?
Okay.
And like I said, there's a lot of different variations of this.
In bodies.
They make a circle, and your butt to head.
you just
your butt to head.
Yeah, and one variation, you are grabbing the shaft of the guy in front of you, and you have your hand over your mouth, and then if your hand slips off your mouth, you have to replace it. And you have to keep doing that until the membership says that you're okay to not be doing that anymore. There's one with thumbs on the rectum. and you got to replace the thumbs in your mouth.
Oh my god.
There's nut. Yeah. And you can Google the elephant walk and
Dude.
and you'll find the variations of
I
this.
have a feeling the person who wrote Human Centipede was in a frat.
Oh,
Like, that's
for
what I
sure.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the first
100%.
the first draft was like, well, it's called the elephant walk. Like, not gross enough.
Not
Let's
gross enough. Let's
fucking
just put 'em in
detach their
there.
faces, two asses.
Let's really get in there.
Ooh, do you want to be my bee? I don't want to be anybody. If you're in a human centipede, you want to be the A. That's the spot.
That's when someone's just rim jobbing you.
Yeah, that's when you're in the front.
You're
You want to
just
be. You don't want to be.
smiling away.
You don't want to be anything sub
And you get
A.
to eat still.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to do recycled. So that's the elephant walk.
Done.
Is human centipede basically in a
And
nutshell.
frats do that?
Yeah,
Still?
yeah.
And that's
It's apparently it's such an old thing that's been
Dude.
done for like the longest time. And
I'm
like
gonna ask all of my friends who are in frats if they did that now.
Some of them will deny it, but some of them, if they did do it, will totally probably talk about it. Like some of the people that I
Because
had
at what
asked-
point when you're doing that, don't you go, well, yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm done with the frat thing.
it's not for me.
Yeah.
It would suck so bad to just meet all these people and be like, I'm having so much fun. They're like, okay, now you got to put your thumb on my butthole and then switch it out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing. I'll see you later. This was fun.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to think that
Brothers
it's
don't
these
do
young
that.
kids that are so starry. They're like, oh my god, this fraternity and chicks party here, and you're like, oh, I'll put my finger in a guy's butthole. Because that's the trade-off. Apparently.
You know how you get girls? You put your finger in a dude's butthole.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
Yum.
Dude, I missed that episode of the OC.
That was not one of the Chris Pratt episodes. Sorry, guys.
Gross.
Dude, that's amazing. What's funny is
So that like how casual I can just talk about it. So I'm like, well, yeah, it's when they put a finger in another butthole and then they fucking
In
replace
another
it.
butt.
so. But you said that people would deny doing that.
Yeah, guys.
So you could have
would
done
you
that.
want to talk about that after you?
Maybe you
So
did
let's
it.
say like let's say
touch the butthole.
so your
He's like, not that time.
your pledge eds or your like member educate, like those are the guys that train your pledges. And I know that sounds so like disciplinary, but like if those guys are dicks, like maybe they'll have those kids do an elephant walk for like an hour. Can you imagine doing that for an hour, just like on your hands and knees, like just like no, just stay in.
Touching dicks and buttholes. And
I'm sure there's some
stay
kid
in.
that got like the rhythm down. He's like, okay, so if I perch up just enough into the, and he's just kind of cupping the
So
sphincter.
that's what makes it hard is you're walking around.
Yeah, because you're moving in this circle.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's why they
way
call it the
harder.
elephant walk.
Got it.
Yeah, because like elephants do that thing where like they grab the tail with their thing.
You know,
'Cause that's so
elephants
much
do
like-
that
that's
thing
so
where
much
they like
thumbs
touch each
and
other's
butts.
buttholes or whatever.
Yeah,
I just got that.
Oh.
It took me this long.
and you know what?
I had no idea
They
either.
were walking. I thought they were just doing this.
An elephant never forgets. That's why people don't want to talk about it.
You'd be like, yeah, I still remember that time you had your thumb in my butthole.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so awkward.
Yeah. And then you have to like
You guys
look
wanna
at
go
those
get chicken
guys,
wings
because
then?
those are the guys you're going to go through college with too. Like those are like guys like your age. Like here's 4 more years. Like, hey, remember that butt night? And you're like, no,
Remember
not
that
even a little
butt
bit.
night?
Yeah. Remember that time we
wait till
stuck a car
everyone's
key in
really
your ass?
drunk and be
No,
like,
I don't remember
okay.
that at all. Hey.
You know what's funny about this, JR, is we do a segment called Positive Spin. And
Oh, you want to put a positive spin on the elephant walk?
Not
Well,
on
it's
the
building
elephant
brother.
It was going to be on
It was going to be on
fraternity.
frats, but so far you are ruining
But it's not.
it.
It's
No,
not like
kidding.
this is every other like you could go and you could watch all
mean,
the iWeek stuff. At
You
Delta
would
View.
be pretty bonded if you actually like finished that whole walk.
Yeah.
Like you would be like, all right, we are brothers and we don't tell anyone about this ever.
Yeah.
Never did this.
There's a really good documentary, and it's the guys that did.
It's called Human Centipede.
No, it's the diagram for the elephant walk. It's the training video. No, it's called Frat House. It's the guys that did The Hangover and God, I want to say it's like Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips. It's him and another guy, and they rush all these fraternities, and they actually do, and they document all the hazing stuff. Crazy documentary.
People get in trouble sometimes for shit that they do.
Oh yeah.
in the beginning, right?
We saw a lot of fraternities get shut down for doing stuff. There was
Touching each other's buttholes.
another story. You guys want to hear one more?
Dude, I want to hear all of them, but I just found an article called In Defense of the Elephant Walk.
I'm just gonna bleed out everybody's ears from your
That's so
listenership.
terrifying. And the worst part about it is they have a picture and their faces are all censored and they're doing it around this couch.
Yeah. No, that's it.
They have a
Gross.
picture of it.
That
Ugh.
sounds so
Are they
gross.
touching buttholes or dicks?
They're touching dicks, it looks like.
I feel like that would be
Or
not
buttholes?
as
Is it
bad.
buttholes? Can you tell from this picture?
Can you tell from this picture? I just like that both of you
might be
don't look
taint
at
or
it.
taint
It might
sack.
be gooch.
Sack.
I'm not.
Yeah.
This is a long article. I'm not going to.
Do you like how that picture just reiterates what I just told you?
Yeah,
though?
you did a good
Are you
job.
ready for the Urban Dictionary definition of elephant walk before you get to your other story?
Yeah.
Often used for hazing, where a group of guys form a straight line and grab the erect cock of the guy in back of
Has
them.
to be erect. They had
with
boners
one
during this whole
hand.
time.
Probably
and
had to
put
have
their
a boner.
thumb in the sphincter of the guy in front of them. So in this version, there's no mouth switching. You're just grabbing their dick and sticking your thumb in their butt.
At the same time.
And the quote, using it in a sentence, "Good God, I can never tell anyone about the date rapes in this fraternity, or they will tell everyone that I participated in an elephant walk during hazing.
Oh my God.
butt still hurts." And then it says weeping in parentheses. This is fucking horrific.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
worst thing.
There, like,
Yeah.
there's some weird shit that goes on, and it's like, oh, it's a timeless tradition. It's like, no, it's you guys being dicks because somebody did it to you 4 years
it's
ago
like,
or whatever.
yeah,
Right.
Bullying.
Yeah.
Bullies often have make more bullies.
Yeah, yeah. We had a guy who I won't say his name because he works at the University of Oregon right now, and he might lose his job if somebody hears this on the wrong thing. We got a lot of video of him too. He was drunk at another fraternity, and I won't say the name of the fraternity.
Beta Alpha Tau.
Yeah, Beta Alpha Tau,
The Bat fraternity.
The Bat fraternity. And he was this little Spanish dude who would just get so dirty and he'd piss himself all the time. It was always really funny to watch because you'd see him from afar and he'd be kind of in the light, and then you just see his pants just get darker and darker and darker. This is the guy who he would try to buy pitas at Pita Pit, and he'd just hold up his car keys because he's so drunk trying to get a pita. He was at this fraternity and he had called us. There was some open party that they were having. He's like, "Hey guys, what should I do in this frat?" And we're like, "Well, if you're not a fucking pussy, you'll pull the fire alarm." He goes, "No, they'll know it's me." And no, you're so little, you'll just blend in with everybody. So he pulls the fire alarm at this other fraternity. And lo and behold, the fire department. Anytime a fire alarm goes off at a fraternity, the fire department has to come and check the whole premises.
They know it'd probably be on fire.
Yeah, because they just assume oh well, a fire alarm's going off. Maybe there's fire afoot. So they chased our guy out of the frat, and he hid in the back of somebody's truck or something until for hours, and we just kind of left him there. We're like, "Oh, he's fine. He's just out enjoying the night."
Trying to get a pita.
Yeah, they're trying to get a pita. So the fire department, while searching this fraternity, found in their boiler room there was a pledge, literally tied, fucking bound to this chair, and then they might have gotten shut down as a result. Yeah,
Bound to a chair,
just,
they were
tied up?
interrogating him.
They were in the middle of something with them, and then they had to leave because they were.
Oh my god!
Oh, because they were
friend
"There's fire."
saves lives.
Yeah, we saved a life.
That's good.
That's not the first time that's happened, but I don't know what the statute of limitations is, so I can't say a lot of stuff.
You had another frat story though before that one, didn't you? You say,
I've got a bunch, dude.
you say another.
I want
Okay, so
positive story.
I want a positive.
you want to okay? No,
That's the
here,
thing about frats that's funny to me is this really negative stuff, but the stuff that's funny to me are juvenile childhood funny, and that's like poop stuff.
do you want
It's funny, but
do you want an inadvertently good story?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
that sounds
so-
perfect.
A lot of fraternities would rent out their big party spaces to sororities. Fucking bad idea, because what are sorority? They were called date dashes.
Right.
So sorority girls grab a date from anywhere, not that fraternity whose space they're renting. You just bring a random guy in.
Grab a date, isn't that? So you guys call them date dashes.
We yeah.
I think UW called them grab a dates. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry.
Gravitates?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vocabulary lesson, Mike.
Gravitate.
Gravitate. So my best friend was on this date dash, and I won't get into detail, but he trashed a bunch of different parts of this fraternity this one night, including
Because you could bring dudes from different frats.
yeah.
or
So
different
it's the
not-
sorority renting the space, and then it's their pledges, policing it. Bad idea. So my friend goes with the total intention of just wrecking this fraternity. There had no intention of partying with his girlfriend. Or, he just wants to break things. So this is while I was VP of Member Education, or whatever I said before, whatever title that I had.
Whatever you fucked up earlier.
So he destroys a bunch of different parts of this fraternity, including going into their kitchen and throwing a bunch of shit into the microwave and just turning it on for 3 hours. So their microwave, unbeknownst to anyone else, because nobody's in their fucking kitchen, is like shooting fucking flames everywhere. So he comes back.
I can't
home.
wait to see how this gets.
He comes back. He comes back home, and we're like high fiving, like, "Oh yeah, fucking." He's telling us about everything he did, and then I watch as one of our pledges, like in like basketball shorts and just a white t-shirt, another big tall guy, just walks calmly over to this other fraternity, and just these two pledges like try to stop him. He's just like, "No," and just face palms both of them. Walks in, and it gets real quiet. And then we hear the fire alarm go off. And he comes running out. And he goes, "I pulled the fire alarm. I pulled it." And we're like, "You fucking moron. Get the fuck back inside." So the fire department had to sweep that house, right? And they're like, "Hey, so good thing somebody pulled the fucking fire alarm because your microwave was just shooting flames all over your kitchen."
It is an inadvertently positive.
Yeah, both of these stories
So
are
I'm
saving lives
high-fiving
here.
my best friend who just about killed like 70 people. And I'm screaming at this pledge that just saved everybody's life. I'm like, "You mother, get the fuck back inside." And that's how he saved the day and then got in trouble for doing it because you're not supposed to do that. So we had to give him like extra chores or something the next week. That was great.
Save lives, vacuum more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah, we'd give like stupid punishments, like you'd have to go out and like mow the lawn, but somebody would have to be behind you doing like the coconuts, like in Monty Python. Like that was a real punishment that we had.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
really
So there's that. So those are real things that happened at.
I went to like 2 frat parties. I think first frat party I went.
I should have
to,
brought you to more frat parties.
I'm pretty.
You would have had fun at our.
Did
frat
you
parties.
like
I'm
it?
really upset with you. Well, that's the thing. Is the first one I went to was at my friend's fraternity. Not you. It was a friend from high school fraternity, and it was fun. But I knew people there, which made it was nice. The only thing I remember it was disgusting. Like the bathroom was disgusting. Everything was disgusting. But the second one I went to was fun. But we had to leave because this guy we knew just like this really drunk dude tried to punch my friend. And he like punched him as softly as possible, and then just fell to the ground. And then the guy that he punched, just kneed that dude in the face and knocked him out. And then we're like, we gotta go because like everyone started screaming and like, oh, let's leave. And I'm like, I should also say I didn't know this guy very well. That kneed the guy in the face. We were all like, what the fuck? I actually didn't even see it. My friends were just like, we have to leave. And they're like, why? They're like, so and so just like kneed a guy in the face, just like on the ground. Like I'm like, we'll just go. So that's my experience with frat parties. It's not good. It's never really. It was one good and then one very bad.
Well, you heard mine. They're not all great. They're not all sunshine and rainbows, guys.
I feel like it's just a way for help people socialize, and in that way, it's fine. Like, and I wasn't like against it. I just was like, I joined the improv troupe right when I got to school. Yeah, that was like my group of friends. I didn't need another group of friends, so that was like what I did. I kind of
wish I'd. Well, I don't. I'm glad I was in the fraternity. I wouldn't take any of it back, but I do wish I'd gotten involved in improv because I feel like I'd be like more better now.
I'd be a lot better than old No Butt Nevy.
Yeah, I'd be better than old Butt Nevy.
Never No Butt.
Oh, never no butt. Oh, let me tell you about a time. Oh, never no butt went down to the creek.
Mind and her canary died.
Your canary died.
Come on.
Monica.
Like you're trying so hard not to break
I
it.
just like that you guys are still trying.
I'm trying so hard.
Yeah.
So if you did improv, you'd just be a better person than me. Is that what just happened? All right.
Not you, just like better than I currently am.
I think you're pretty good.
Thank you, baby.
You know what? I think you're great.
Yeah.
You guys ready to take the very completely unrelated quiz right now?
Send it to me.
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Do you got to send it to? Do you have to take it too? Do we like compare scores?
She
Or?
takes it too, and then
It's a
I'll
quiz.
take it with you. JR.
Yeah.
Vice President of Education. Let's see what you got. No, I'm
Sorry.
just kidding. It's not. It's going to tell you something about yourself. You know.
It's gonna tell us something about some ghosts. Is what or did I just ruin it?
No, you didn't ruin it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even worry.
I'm told I ruin a lot of things, like
don't
movies.
You can't ruin a thing. Here.
don't go see Terminator Genesis because of this.
I didn't go see it. Was it good or was it bad?
It was like a nice throwback to Terminators 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'll say.
okay.
I want to wait for
feel good movie review.
I want to wait for Fantastic Four to come out on DVD to see if they come out with a director's cut.
Yeah, that's what I heard about that movie.
All I've read about is his vision was so interrupted by the studio.
Yeah,
and I'm really I'm sure there's some nerdy guys with boners right now. Fantastic Four, Human Torch, and I'm making this thing with my hand.
Actually, what's funny is as a comic book fan,
Nerdy
people
guys with
want to punch me in the face for this. I actually didn't mind the first Fantastic Four
I didn't
movie.
either. I
didn't even mind the second one. I was like, yeah, they're not great, but they're watchable.
Yeah, it's watchable.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to stop talking about nerd stuff.
Wait. Well, this is not about nerd stuff. Anyways, what kind of house was your fraternity? Like, was it?
Good point.
Like, frat houses are fucking huge
Yeah, it's
and
true, they
really
are
cool
huge.
looking.
So-
usually, except on the inside.
Delta Upsilon. It was basically like a Hotel 6. It was this big long. It was like a big L
Hotel
shape.
6. Yeah, we don't give a shit.
So it's just these
Or a
big
Motel
long, multi-directional hallways. Or I don't know what the math stuff's not good with me. So it's a big L-shaped building. 3 stories.
Oh, okay.
Our party room was upstairs.
Upstairs. That seems dangerous.
First, yeah, no, it's the best place to get drunk and just hang out of windows, pretty much.
I love how the thing is, like, at schools, people know that underage drinking's going on at frats, but
Yeah.
they're like, we can't stop it, so we can just kind of try to control it so it doesn't leak into the outside world.
Yeah.
Dude, especially huge schools like that. Like, there's no
Yeah. Okay.
stopping us. Anyways, I asked that because of what the quiz.
The quiz is, which Victorian ghost is haunting your house?
our house was haunted too.
It
Really?
was?
Yeah. Do you want to take the quiz and I can talk about?
Yeah, we'll speed quiz this,
Ellen
and
the
then-
ghost.
and you can talk
Ellen,
about
perfect.
Ellen?
We'll see if that's
Yeah.
who you
Okay.
get.
How do you spend your free time, JR? Singing to gravestones, friend zoning, bragging about your tiny tree collection, or discussing sandals?
I feel like
What the fuck?
what's the name of the quiz again?
What Victorian ghost is haunting your house?
And like only one of those has to do with it. Do you spend your time talking about sandals or singing at gravestones?
What do you
Like that's
choose?
just really pointed that question. Well, I spent a lot of time singing at gravestones.
Okay.
not friend zoning?
I'm gonna say.
No, I'm going to say that's your.
I'm gonna say
bag.
friend zoning because I like making friends. I don't
Okay.
think it's a
Oh,
negative.
I was gonna say discussing sandals.
That works. Which gang of ruffians shall earn your disapproving glare today?
Holy shit!
Did it
two
really use
kids,
the words
Yep,
ruffian?
2 kids walking on the side of a building. 2 kids wheelbarrowing, where like one's holding their legs. and
Yeah.
one's walking.
Oh yeah.
A
That might be
poor
it.
mother and child, it looks like. 2 depressed kids staring into a sewer grate. 4 kids hanging out like on a stoop, or a kid laying in an alley with what appears to be a dead girl next to him.
Oh, could it be the dead girl one?
Yeah, you can pick
It's
the
the
dead girl.
dead girl or the wheelbarrow. I'm really torn, but I think
Yeah,
dead girl
I
is
like
kind of
wheelbarrow.
yeah. That's just more
I'm
friendship.
When
gonna
I
pick,
first saw it, I was like,
I'm gonna
this
pick
seems
sewer
inappropriate.
grate kids because they look so sad.
Just the 4 kids. Just
Yeah.
like, oh no!
It's like we had one toy and we just fucking dropped it down this
They're
thing.
like, oh no, what's down there?
what is
Mystery.
What is your preferred method of transportation? A horse and buggy, a train, one of those bicycles with a really big wheel and a really little wheel, or a ship? What do you choose?
Oh, out of those,
Yeah, out of those.
probably that bike, man.
Yeah, bike?
I want to get some
All right,
big wheel
I'm gonna
going.
choose the ship.
Okay.
What do you choose, Monica?
I'll go with the train.
All right.
Should I be doing this on my phone too as well?
No,
we're
no.
doing it together.
He's doing it for
Oh,
me.
blast! What have you been swindled into purchasing now? Mrs. Hattie Quigley's remarkable 5-day memory powder. The all-in-one perfecting tonic by Charles Honest Man, not charlatan.
Health perfecting tonic.
Does it say not Charlton?
Yeah.
To differentiate it.
Tickets to the big fair across town sold to you by a small, unusually charismatic child who told you to come back tomorrow and he would take you to the fair, but you came back the next day and he wasn't there. So at this point, you were pretty sure it just cuts off. Or a DVD rip of Wild. Oscar Wilde movie.
Well, I'm really into Reese Witherspoon, so it's probably what was the the woman with the original ginkgo biloba. Whatever the memory powder.
Memory powder? Okay, I'm going to pick the kid that just
I was
going to
say, but
tip.
yeah, the
That's
kid in the trails off. That I just wanted to get that ginkgo biloba joke out.
you want the tickets?
All-in-one health powder.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm actually.
If I
gonna
had all-in-one
I'm
health
going to
powder.
choose it to a DVD rip of Wild. So we're all different. Tell me, what is your
Word.
current mood? Happy? Like a sexy face? I guess I don't know.
No, there are.
Is it a sexy
I feel
face?
like all of these people have the exact same look on their face.
So we're gonna say what person are you? A lady in a painting. An old photograph of a lady staring at the camera, an angry man with a little goatee beard,
Yeah.
a man with a top hat and mustache that could be Jack the Ripper, a woman looking very upset with you, or a dog.
I want the upset lady.
Upset lady? Okay. I'm going to be the dog.
I'm gonna go upset lady too.
Dogs
'cause she
haunt a
just
lot of people.
Looks
I
like
mean,
me.
Which piece of tragic prose do you hold in the highest regard?
Yes.
In the attic of my Victorian home, The Awakening of Mrs. Clara H. Glenbrow, or How the Nephew of Mr. William P. Albright Became Acquainted with the Ward of Mr. John L. Huntington.
I like how you're kind of reading it with this accent.
Yeah.
The silent pathway in the meadow of
Don't
the
change it
shallow
now.
brook, in the midst of whence I first caught a moment's glimpse of her stocking ankle, which was indeed quite scandalous. Wrapped in lace, saving face.
Ooh.
The wandering spectre in the eastern quarter of the menagerie where I am wont to take my nightly walks, but sadly no more, not because of the spectre, which I have taken a liking to, but because we are moving presently. This might be one of the best quizzes we've ever taken.
So aren't you glad we did the ghost one?
So do you want wrapped in lace, saving face? That's
yeah,
what
because that sounds like what Victorian sorority girls would probably say.
I'm going to pick the ghost that we're moving.
What was it? Wrapped in lace?
Saving face.
Okay, wrapped in lace, saving face.
What do you choose, Monica?
In the attic, because I don't like any of the other ones.
You don't like wrapped in lace, saving face?
I did like it. You took it.
Oh, okay, because we got to get different
What
answers.
do you suspect
Okay.
shall be your demise? Losing the family swan, the man who married your family swan,
I don't think they mean the same.
humiliation from being kissed, or not completing the mandatory Victorian obstacle course.
Oh,
I'm going to go humiliation from being kissed.
Humiliation from being kissed.
Yeah.
can I do the obstacle course?
All right, I'm gonna do the man who married your family swan. All right, your ghost. I'm not gonna tell you your ghost. You want me to tell my ghost first?
Yeah.
All right. I got the entire cast of a farce, just a play, like a farce. I've got some good news and some bad news for you. The good news is you won't at all be afraid of these spirits. The bad news is you will probably grow quite annoyed with them. This 5-person cast is indeed quite loud and very well rehearsed, and they perform 5 nights and 2 matinees per week. While they are invisible, you will probably grow quite wary of hearing the entire group surprisingly yelling each other's names in succession, chasing each other in one door and out the other, and more. Enjoy.
So it's an improv troupe. That's just
You're
haunting
an
you.
improv troupe.
That's perfect.
That's the worst.
That might actually be good for you. I'm just,
I got the polite phantasm. You lucked
they're
out.
polite.
He lives to serve. He'll pull out a chair for you, tuck you into bed, watch you sleep, make you breakfast. Wait,
How did
what
you
was
get
the one
the
before
good
that?
one?
Well, he's mostly great. Bam.
You ready?
Yeah.
The adorable little shadow.
Oh, Christ. I've seen
you
a
got a
shadow
creepy-
before.
She's just a
Kid.
cute little shadow.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigators have claimed that she is the spirit of the 5-year-old who refused to take her tonic. She's been
okay.
silently walking around in the garden. She often gravitates towards children. People often talk about how cute she is, but how cute can a shadow really be? I just don't see it, honestly.
You know what's fucked up about that?
Yeah.
So Scott's house remember, you know Scott.
Yeah.
You don't know my best friend Scott,
Yeah.
but
No, I don't.
Your best friend, Scott.
so his house growing up, like there was a little girl ghost, and we've all seen her. She's just a little girl in a little white dress.
What the hell?
So this,
What the hell?
yeah, like I was staring down, like his. She only hung out in the basement, and like it was like a living room,
She murdered
long
in there or
hallway,
something?
maybe, and then his bedroom at the end of this hallway in the basement. And, like I remember, I was standing in the living room looking down this hallway. It was Halloween night of all fucking nights, and I see this little figure just peek out of his doorway, just literally like just lean out. And just fucking, it's just this little silhouette of a girl, a little white dress, and it was. So this was actually really scary to me.
Dude,
That's the
the
whole
only
thing.
creepy haunted thing that's ever happened to me was during that podcast with Jay on Halloween at that creepy hotel.
Oh yeah,
When that door 100% shut on its own.
yeah,
And-
I remember you guys filming that too.
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
was so creepy. It's
Yeah.
like the worst thing that's ever
Did
happened
you cry?
to me.
But remember-
I didn't cry, but I was genuinely like, like Phil wanted to go home, and I'm like, you're not going home because I'm not sleeping in this living room by myself. Like,
Remember, because one of the like Phil thought he saw something, and it was Sean's computer. Like it was the light in the background.
but
Like, oh my god, I saw something.
dude, so you need to tell us about the ghost in your frat house real quick, though.
Oh yeah, Ellen.
Did
So
she insist that everyone dance?
no, she was scary as fuck. Yeah, she would always get the party started.
Yeah.
So yeah, this party started. Oh, do you guys have to pay rights? Okay, I won't sing that.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. It's
Tell us
done
about
for-
Ellen.
So there used to be where our frat was. There's this big. There was like an elm tree or something. And there was a house. Living. There's
living
a
house?
There's a living
Sounds
house.
super
There was a
creepy.
house
Sounds
where
like
our
a horror movie.
backyard was. There's this big plate glass window where our back stairwell used to be. The back stairwell, if you remember.
Yeah.
So the left-hand side if you're looking at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So Ellen caught her husband cheating. And then...
in this Motel 6.
in this big Motel 6 fraternity. And he was at work one day, and it was like working late one night. I don't know exactly how the story went, but he came home and she was hanging from the tree. And then I've fucking seen her. She would walk up and down our back stairwell. Like I remember there was one.
Are you sure it wasn't just a
How do you know
girl?
that story?
Because guys at the house would tell it.
They
Because
would
other guys had seen her.
Just passed it along word
there
of
was-
mouth, like the elephant book.
Do you remember when we were freshmen? Or we were freshmen or sophomores, and like there was that big power outage at WSU, and like the power was out for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So I remember waking up. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I had a final. It was finals week. It was one of the reasons it was super fucked up.
Yeah.
Finals week, and I remember walking out, and then Smitty's in the story too. Walking out, and I remember looking down, and we had these not barn style, but these like doors that would open one way and then close themselves, and like there was like a window in these doors at the end of the hallway. I remember seeing it was a head and two beams of light walking, and it circles and then goes like down the stairs. I remember seeing that, and I ran outside, and I'm like, "What the fuck did I just see?" And I see these flashlights coming up towards me. Lo and behold, it's Smitty and some other guys. And they had just done a bunch of I think they had just smoked a bunch of pot, and they're like been like partying, drinking or whatever. And they're like, "Jerry, you're never gonna guess what happened." I'm like, "No, you're never gonna guess what happened. I saw Ellen." They're like, "No, our story's way cooler." So there's no fucking lights. Like it's all just black on.
Yeah, Pullman gets very dark.
Yeah, there was
no streetlights.
So College Hill, there was no lights. Everything was like pretty much pitch black. And I see their flashlights there, and they're telling me this story. They witnessed a guy. And I believe he was mostly naked. They saw a flashlight that was pointing up at the sky, like so you could tell that it wasn't like pointing like a normal human looking for like where they're going. It was somebody like looking up but like traveling, and then it stops on them, and then this guy runs up to them. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm really lost." And he was clearly like high on something, like some kind of hallucinogen. He keeps looking up at the sky, and they couldn't. I think he was looking for directions somewhere. And they're like, "Dude,
stars?"
yeah, exactly." Like they're like, we don't know, dude." And he goes, "Oh my god!" And then takes off like in a dead sprint away from them for no reason whatsoever. And then his foot caught like a cinder block in somebody's yard, and he ate shit like 10 feet into the street. And, like his flashlight just went scattering.
No.
And they're like, "We're gonna keep doing our thing because it's not your thing." And then I ran into them, and then they were like, "Oh, Ellen's no big shit. It's not a big deal." And I'm like,
She's
"I'm
here
so
all the
scared.
time.
I'm so afraid, dude. We're at like over an hour mark. We need to do the charities.
Oh,
shit.
okay, yeah.
Sorry, it's fine though. It's great.
You
that we-
have one
Yeah.
though.
Do you want us to do ours first? You do yours then.
You guys do yours.
Okay, ours
I'm
is
really
for
sweaty, by
wildfire
the way.
relief
Ooh.
in Eastern Washington right now. It's really bad, and we're going to put a link to a site. It's the Community Foundation of North Central Washington, and all the funds go directly to the families that have been displaced and the people that have lost their homes.
Right.
Like that. So
It's a
that's our
big one.
charity. Very good charity, I feel like. JR, go.
I've done a lot of work for this one, like on and off, like growing up and stuff too, because one of my neighbors helped found it. Candle Lighters or Childhood Cancer Care Line. It goes by two names, but it's the money goes to like help families with like kids who have cancer, so you can like forget all the other stuff and just focus on whatever cancer care that you need.
Oh, it's
treatment stuff?
candle lighters.
Yeah, Candle Lighters.
Candle.org.
Candle
is the
lighters.
site.
Yeah, great charity.
That's
Support-
awesome.
Yeah, that's
We like those charities.
we support those.
Cool. Well, hey, thank you so much for doing the show.
Yeah, thank you for letting me come and sweat a little bit. And,
Dude, that's what we do
sweating
here.
the
Just a
oldies
little
over
bit.
here.
Yeah, man. Now we should go and break Skittle meat together.
Yeah, we're gonna break ground on that Skittle.
Well, I'm gonna go home then.
All right, Monica, you're great.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
JR, you're great. Thank you for doing this.
I'm all right.
Thank you for being here.
No, you're great. It was better than the first time, but still, you're great.
And you're for
Say
the
it right now.
podcast, your complimentary Hug Life alligators in the mail.
Thank you. Is
You're
it
welcome.
sandwiched in between two things
Oh,
of styrofoam?
obviously.
There's Hug Life on the side of it.
Hug
You guys
Life.
painted an alligator that's so bad.
All right. Hey, I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.